this is Faizan and I'm back with day 2 predictions for the ESL Cologne 2015. Now, first of all, talking about day 1 or yesterday, as you can see in team and player Picke'm challenge. First of all, talking about team Picke'm challenge, I got all 4 teams correct: TSM, NVS, Fnatic, and VP. Talking about player Picke'm challenge, I got 0, I got nothing, no correct predictions, not even Scream. And so I've decided not to focus much on the player Picke'm challenge because it's sort of a random thing, I guess, because as you can see over here that for as an example, see group B Scream, his teammate Dennis, he got only like 9 or 10 kills, but all of them were headshots, so his headshot percentage was like 100%. So the point being here is that individual and player Picke'm challenge is like the hardest thing to predict because uh, it's so random, first of all, and then second of all, that all the players are playing so well and they have so close score lines and scores, so it's very hard to predict even the simple things as like most pistol kills. So I'm not going to focus more on player Picke'm challenge, I'm going to focus on team Picke'm challenge. But we'll start off with player Picke'm challenge and I'll let you know my choices for the day 2 predictions. But I would suggest heavily that just go with your gut, go with the player that you think is going to win or is going to have the most first kills for the day 2. So for group E, having Navi, CLG and E-Beetle, I've chosen Tariq because I think Tariq is a good entry fragger. Also, the logic being CLG will have 2 chances to play. CLG will have 2 matches, first against E-Beetle and second against Navi. So considering that, I chose Tariq because I think that he can earn more first kills than say Navi Edward or Navi Flamey. So I chose Tariq in that one. Talking about Group F, as you can see, I've chosen Michael. Now, many people would argue that I could have chosen Scream or Rain or even Dennis, but as I said before, these are pure preferences. You choose the player you prefer. So I prefer Michael because I think that he's an AWPer and he could get like most first kills because he'd be holding those CT angles and he'd be holding uh, various spots and he can get first kills for his team. So I've chosen Michael, but as I said before, these are pure preferences. I think even Cloud9 Shroud or Cloud9 Freakazoid can be here for this spot too, but I've chosen Michael. For Group G, I'm pretty much confident for this one because uh, the first matchup of Group G is Renegades versus Titan, and then Titan. I think that Titan will win that match, and then Titan will face off against NIP. So Titan will have two chances to play, and Shox will be playing twice. So I think that Shox is a kind of player, entry fragger, AWPer, holding those passive spots. So I think that Shox will emerge out of this group as having most first kills. So I've chosen Shox in Group G. Talking about Group H, having LG, Mousesports and Flipside. Again, the logic behind choosing any Mousesports player is the same as all of the other groups. That Mousesports will have 2 chances to play against Flipside, and then I believe that Mousesports will win against Flipside, so they will face off against Luminosity Gaming or LG. Now in that matchup, I think that LG is going to win, but still I've chosen here Chris J because, as I said before, in the case of Michael Ellie, that Chris J is an AWPer, so he'd be holding those passive angles on CT, and even in terrorist side, he can really push up on a map like Dust 2. Like he can really push up short and long and take that first pick, take that first man out, and give his team the advantage. So I think that Chris J is a good candidate. So for day 2 player Picke'm challenge, most first kills, my choices are Group E Tariq, Group F Michael Ellie, Group G Shox, and Group H Chris J. Now focusing our attention towards the team Picke'm challenge. As you can see over here in Group E, I think the Group E is the most easiest group out of all. So in Group E, I've chosen Navi because the first match in Group E is CLG versus E-Beetle, and in that match, I think CLG will pretty much win easily, and then they'll face off against Navi, and all these matches are best of one. So I think that even in best of one, CLG. I mean, again, as I said before yesterday, CLG is a good team. They get uh, sometimes they get good rounds against top teams. Like yesterday, they got 13 rounds against NIP, but still they didn't win. So I think that Navi will win that matchup and will emerge as the winner out of this group. So I've chosen Navi. Talking about Group F, Cloud9, Kingwin, and Immunity. So the first match is Kingwin versus Immunity. 100% Kingwin is going to win that. If Kingwin loses this matchup, Kingwin versus Immunity, I really doubt their potential, and I really doubt that they should continue as a team or not, because even though they are sort of an aim heavy team, but still you need to win your aim battles, you need to win your basic rounds, your basic matchups. So I think that Kingwin will win against Immunity, and then they will face off against Cloud9. Now Cloud9 being the same sort of team as somewhat same sort of team as Kingwin, like aim focused team, but still Cloud9 have stats, they have rehearsed tactics. So I think that Cloud9 will triumph or should triumph against Kingwin. But as I said before, Kingwin is an aim heavy team, and if their day is correct, they can win against Cloud9 as well. But I'm going to select Cloud9 for my preference. It's my preference, as I said. So Kingwin can really win this one, but still I'm going to go with Cloud9. Group G, one of the hardest group, if not the hardest. Group G having NIP, Renegades, and Titan. Now, why I said that it's a hard group, because even yesterday Renegades did put up a good show against teams like TSM, I believe. Yeah, they had their first match against TSM. So the scoreline was like 16-11 or 16-12 or something. But they really put up a good show against TSM. So I think that this group is a really interesting one. Now, as you can see, that I've chosen NIP. Of course, NIP is being my favorite team, and I wish they should move forward at least to the final, and then maybe win it. But still, I think for this or day 2 group stage, still I think that first match is Renegades versus Titan, and of course Titan can win it and Titan will win it, I think. But still, not taking anything away from Renegades, let's say if Renegades or Titan and any team out of the matchup wins, let's say Titan wins against Renegades, and then they move out to face off NIP, and in that matchup as well, it's going to be a close match, and I really think that Titan is a team capable of eliminating NIP, winning against NIP. But still, as I said, and as I've said many times before, this is a preference, and I really want to go with NIP, and I believe in NIP, so I'm just going with my gut feeling. But remember over here that Titan can really win against NIP, and Titan can move forward as the victor out of Group G as well. But I've chosen NIP. For the last group, Group H, teams like LG, Mouseforce, and Flipside Tactics. This is also a hard group to predict. People might be thinking that, okay, no, it's not so much hard, that LG is a good team and they put up a good show yesterday, so they're gonna win against Mousesports and Flipside. But that's not the thing, right? Because Mousesports and Flipside, even the first match, Mousesports versus Flipside, it's a super good match in my opinion, because Flipside is that underdog team that is underrated, and they really have the potential. But I still think that Mousesports will win that match, and then they will face off against Luminosity Gaming. So the final match being LG versus Mousesports. Now this was a hard choice for me because I really like Mousesports, and I like how they play, and I like their stats, especially players like Nex and Chris J. So this was a hard choice for me to make, but because it's a best of one, I went with Luminosity Gaming. I believe that if it were like a best of 3, Mousesports maybe had a chance, but Luminosity Gaming, having put up a really good show against Kingwin 16-6, I believe, and an overtime against Envious. So I really think that Luminosity Gaming should emerge victorious out of Group H. So day 2 group stage predictions: Group E Navi, Group F Cloud9, Group G NIP, and Group H Luminosity Gaming or LG. So these are my prediction for day 2 group stage, and I'll try to make predictions for tomorrow as well, quarterfinals and semifinals and finals as well. So this is all for this video. See you guys next time.